Hello friends, welcome back to your biology class. So continuation of biological classification. Okay, last class you have studied about the Protista and previous class you have studied about the kingdom Monera and introduction. Hope you are revising and going through again and again. Okay, the terminologies are very important there. Okay, classification you have to read again and again to memorize. Okay, that's very important. How you remember your place, how you remember your name, how you remember your, okay, like because every day you go through it. The same way in the taxonomy it is also type of naming, so you have to go again and again read to memorize. Once it becomes familiar, then you will not forget. Okay, so introduction, we have studied about how the scientifically they classified into 5 kingdom. In that Monera we studied in detail about the bacteria, how they are classified like Archaebacteria and Eubacteria and details of that. Then we came to the Protista, which is a unicellular organism or colonial organisms, and their classification we have studied in the last class. So today coming to the further little advance in phylogenetically, when we think of the evolution, the Monera becomes a very primitive, next it is the Protista, next comes the kingdom. The kingdom fungi is slightly diversion from these two because they are achlorophyllous, they do not have the chlorophylla. Okay, they are heterotrophic organisms and they spore producing non-vascular eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so the fungi, the kingdom fungi. Okay, so first one is they are achlorophyllous. That means they lack chlorophyll, they do not have the chlorophyll. Okay, then they are heterotrophic, that is they are saprophytes. Okay, they are mainly saprophytes or they are parasites on plants and animals. Okay, and then they are spore producing, so mainly their reproduction takes place by spore production. Okay, either it is asexual spores or the sexually they spore. Okay, spore production is very important and they do not have the any vascular system, that is phloem and xylem they do not have. Actually they absorb the material, the known as haustoria. Okay, so in haustoria they absorb, so they do not have a no vascular system. Okay, so what is a fungi? The fungi is achlorophyllous, heterotrophic, spore producing, non-vascular eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so the cells are eukaryotic. And next if we start the where they present, okay, they are cosmopolitan, that means they present everywhere. Okay, wherever you find little dampness you find the fungus alva. Manel boost iga ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ boost ಬರುತ್ತೆ, that is also type of fungus. Okay, so everywhere you find the fungus, so it grows in a humid place and the warm place. Okay, the tropic region usually you will find a lot of fungus. Okay, so example is bread mold. Okay, so bread mold you must have seen, bread ಹೊರಗಿಟ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it becomes blackish powder appear on the bread, that is because of the spores produced by the this one fungus. Okay, so they are known as bread mold. Okay, so example if you give, okay, bread molds. Okay, and then we can give orange rods. Okay, then you can give mushroom, you must have eaten also the mushroom. Okay, so this is a mushroom, there are different varieties are also there. So, this is a bread mold, this is a orange rot, and this is a toadstool, that is usually the toxic mushrooms, and these are parasitic, that is white spot on mustard leaf. Okay. So, that is usually Puccinia causes this. Okay. So, leaves due to the parasitic fungus. Okay. So, what is the importance? So, some about why we should study about the fungus kingdom is because they are very important in production of antibiotic. You must have heard about the penicillin. Okay, penicillin injection usually given when there is a reaction, okay, or infection, whatever it is. Okay, so the Penicillium fungus gives the penicillin, like that. Okay, Saccharomycin gives the comes from the another fungus. So, like this. Okay, some unicellular fungi are used to make bread and beer. Okay, so they yeast especially used in the fermentation of batter of bread and beer. Okay, so the substrate gets the fermented and you get the alcohol. So, other fungi cause diseases in plants and animals, like already we have seen the diagram. Okay, so here also you can see the Puccinia which causes the rust causing. Okay, so this is usually the looks like a rust. So, that is why it is given a wheat rust causing Puccinia. Some shows symbiotic association, example mycorrhizae, like it is an association between the fungi as well as the plant. So, fungi gives the minerals and water and plants gives the sugar to the fungi. So, symbiotic means it is both the partners getting affected. The parasite is always the one partner gets the affected, other helpful, and another partner gets affected. Okay, so this is how. Okay, then so when we will go ahead with that. Okay, so we know that this is important for to study because it has a lot of economical important. Okay, now cellular structures of the fungus. Okay, cellular structure. Okay, the fungi are filamentous. Their body consists of long, slender, thread-like structure called as hyphae. Okay, so their body which is slender and thread-like structure, it is known as hyphae. Okay, so they keep on growing. Okay, they move like this. Okay, they look like a thread when you see under the microscope. Okay, the hyphae, it's like a tube like structure. So, they are of two types. Okay, the hyphae are of two types. One is conocytic. Here E is silent. Okay, conocytic. Another one is septate. What is conocytic? Conocytic is the hyphae, the continuous tube filled with the multinucleated cytoplasm. Okay, so here you can see there is no septate, there is no boundary as a cells. Okay, so they are just a tube-like structure where nucleus are floating. Okay, so that is known as conocytic. Okay, then what is septate hyphae? They have a septate or the cross walls. Okay, so they have the cross walls. It looks like a cells. Okay, so they have a cellular structure. Okay, so fungal cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. Okay, so conocytic is it's a hyphae with the multinucleus, and the septate, it is a hyphae with the single cells with the single nucleus. So, what happens, this hyphae becomes a network structure. Okay, so they go on spreading, so they form a network like structure. So, that is known as mycelium. Okay, so that is known as mycelium. So body is known as hyphae, network of hyphae is known as mycelium. Hyphae are of two types, they are continuous tube filled with the multinucleated cytoplasm, then it is known as conocytic. Then if they have a septa and cross walls, then it is known as septate hyphae. Okay, so their cell wall is made up of like chitin. Then mode of nutrition, as already I have explained you, the mode of nutrition is they are saprophytes, that is absorbs organic food from dead and decaying substrate. Okay, so and some are parasites, they causes a disease to the especially plants and sometimes animal also. Okay, normally fungal infection heltaralla, that is because of the fungus. Okay, some live as a symbiont. Okay, both the partners with the association with other animal plants especially they grow, then it is known as symbiotic. So both the fungus as well as the plants get benefited, okay, in the symbiont. Example we have is lichens. Okay, so we have the lichens, and the second example is mycorrhiza. Okay, mycorrhiza. So these are the two examples for the symbiotic. Okay, in lichens you have a fungi as well as algae. In mycorrhiza you have a fungi and root of higher plants. So you can see here, right? So it's a root and the fungal is getting intervened with the root of the plant. So how it get benefited? Okay, so the lichens gets like a fungal partner supplies the water and the algae gives the food to the fungus. Okay, so these are the how. Even in the plant also here they help in the absorption of mineral and water, and the plant supplies the sugar to the fungus for the growth. So this is example for the dead decaying. So they absorb through the haustoria. Okay, so this is a little bulbous structure. Okay, so they do that. Okay, so it's a log which is decaying, on that you can see the mushroom growing. Okay. Next is reproduction. So how this fungal reproduction takes place. So they go as usual, they vegetative, there will be asexual and sexual reproduction. Okay, so reproduction in fungi, one is vegetative. Okay, see this vegetative will takes place by fragmentation, fission and budding. Okay, so these are the three mode of reproduction in the vegetative. Okay, so fission, as I told in the last class, it is the cell, okay, usually, and then what happens, there is a two cells gets divided into two. Okay, these grew, keep on growing and keep on growing, then finally they divide into two cells. Okay, so this is how the fission takes place. Okay, and next is budding. Usually you see it in the yeast. Okay, yeast usually helps in the fermentation. Okay, so it's usually oval structure it will have. What happens, the when they enter the reproductive stage, the small structure comes out or bulb out from the cells and they grow. Okay, like this you can also see in the PPT how it shows. Okay, slowly they grow and this grows slowly, goes on increasing, and finally they bud off. Okay, okay, they bud off from the mother cell and grow into a new daughter cell. Okay, so this is how the budding takes place. Okay, the fragmentation, simple. The hyphae gets fragmented and they fall on some other surface area, and again they will start grow into a new fungal. Okay, so this is how. So fragmentation, fission and budding. Okay. Next is asexual reproduction. So till now we have studied about the vegetative. Next is asexual reproduction. Okay. So asexual means there is no union of gametes. So there is no fusion of two cells takes place. It's just by the production of spores. Okay. Spores will produce. Okay. So spores will be as conida that we see in the penicillium. So conidospore will produce this. Okay. Conidia, then this conidia spores will germinate into new fungi. Okay. And sporangiospores, it is usually seen in the basidiomycetes or other higher fungi, where the sporangiospores will produce the sporangium will produce the sporangiospores, and then they will grow into a new mushroom or the fungus. Okay. Then zoospores also will be same, they will be motile and they move into different areas. It helps in the transmission or the spreading of these algae. Okay. So there are three types of asexual spores, that is the conidia, sporangiospores and the zoospores. Okay. Then sexual reproduction next. Sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of two cells. Okay. That takes place by oospores. Okay. Then we have a ascocarps, ascospores. Okay. Then we have a basidiospores. Okay. Okay. Oospores, ascospores and basidiospores. Okay. They are produced in distinct structure called fruiting bodies. Okay. So usually these will have a fruiting body. In that fruiting body these spores are produced. So example here they have given, say this is the mycelium. Okay. So hypomycelium grows the fruiting body. When they enlarge the fruiting body, it looks like this, and then spores are produced again. They on germination produce the hyphae or the mycelia. Okay. So this is about the oospores. Ascospores will be produced in the ascocarp. Okay, the fruiting body is known as ascocarp. Okay, then they will release the ascospores. The same way basidiospores are produced in the basidium. Okay, so then basidium will have exogenously these basidiospores, and they will move and easy for the spreading, and again it will grow germination, they will produce the fungus. Okay. So the sexual reproduction has three stages in this. Okay. Sexual reproduction has three stages. First one is plasmogamy. Okay. Plasmogamy, the fusion of protoplasm of two motile or non-motile gametes. Okay. So they may produce motile or non-motile gametes. So fusion of this known as plasmogamy. So two cells get fused. Okay. So don't get confusion here, only the protoplasm get fused, not the nucleus. Okay. The fusion of protoplasm of two motile or non-motile gametes. Okay. So plasmogamy is what once again? It is only the fusion of protoplasm. Okay. the nucleus will not get fused here first initially. So, it has a second stage. So, first stage is only the cytoplasm or the protoplasm of two motile or non-motile gametes get fused. So, that is known as plasmogamy. Okay. Next is karyogamy. So, karyo means nuclear. Here the fusion of two nuclei takes place, converting into haploid into diploid. So, students, you must have known what is haploid. What is haploid? When there is a single set of nucleus is present, then it is known as haploid. Okay. Then two sets is there, then it is known as diploid. Three sets are there, then it is known as triploid. So, it goes on like that. So, we should understand that usually in the sexual reproduction, it is the haploid two cells fused together to produce diploid cells, isn't it? So, 1n plus 1n gives the 2n chromosomes, or the cell. So, 1 n plus n is equal to 2n. So, karyogamy helps in the fusion of the haploid nucleus. So, this nucleus gets fused and it becomes the diploid. So, meiosis takes place next. What is meiosis? There are two types of cell division, that is mitosis as well as meiosis. So, mitosis is a equational division, that it goes on same. Meiosis is a reduction division. In meiosis, what happens always? The cells will have half of the number of chromosomes. Okay, suppose it will have a 4 chromosome. Okay, then when it divides, the each cell will have a 2 chromosome. Okay, be clear with that. Okay, so meiosis takes place in the, after the karyogamy to produce haploid spores. Okay, so plasmogamy is two protoplasm or the haploid cells come in close contact, they will get fused. Okay, later it is a karyogamy where two nuclei will get fused to produce the 2n number or diploid. For haploid, two haploid nucleus fused together to give the diploid cell. Then meiosis takes place and meiosis will produce again haploid spores. So, it is a haploid protoplasm fuses, haploid fuses to give the diploid, and again meiosis give rise to the haploid spores. Okay. In this cycle you can see it is very clearly. Okay. Zygote will be formed, that is the diploid stage. Okay. Meiosis will take place, then the spores are produced. These spores are haploid and they becomes a hyphae. Okay, then spores will be there. The plasmogamy, these two haploid hyphae come close in contact with and they get fused, their protoplasm gets fused. Then next stage it is the cells will get, nucleus will get fused, that is known as karyogamy. Okay. Sometimes what happens, there is a slight delay from plasmogamy to karyogamy. At that time, the cells will have the two nucleus and that phase is known as dikaryophase. Okay, dichorion or dikaryophase. Dikaryon means it will have a two nucleus. Karyon is related always with the nucleus. So, dikaryon it has a two nucleus. Okay. So, that phase is known as dikaryophase. Usually, it is seen in the higher fungus, that is Basidius spores, you usually see this. Okay. I hope this is clear. Then the same thing in sexual reproduction, two haploid hyphae come together and fuse. In some fungi, fusion of two haploid cells immediately result in diploid cells. But in ascomites and basidiomytes, a dikaryotic stage or dikaryophase occurs. Such a condition is called dikaryon. As I said that there is a slight delay between the fusion of nucleus from plasmogame to the dikaryophase. Later parental nuclei fuse and the cell becomes diploid. Okay, so this is usually seen in this. Okay, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಈಗ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. This is what happens in this. Okay, so this is the mushroom structure. Okay, fungi from fruiting body in which reduction division occurs leading to formation of the haploid spore. Okay, next it will produce the haploid spores through the meiosis. Okay, so these are the 3 steps you have to remember in the reproduction. So it goes in every when we discuss the classification, so these salient feature will become the same. So you have to remember initially how habitat, their occurrence, then their cellular structure, then sexual reproduction, mode of nutrition. These are the 5 steps you have to always remember: habitat, occurrence, okay, cellular structure, reproduction, mode of nutrition. So whenever kingdom it comes first, these things you have to discuss. Okay, next classification. Okay, based on the morphology of mycelium, mode of spore formation and in fruiting body, fungi are classified as follows: phycomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes and deuteromycetes. So there are 4 classes of fungi. The first one is phycomycetes, second one is ascomycetes, basidiomycetes and deuteromycetes, arranged in the phylogeny, that is according to their evolutionary aspects. Okay, first one is phycomycetes. Okay, it's a primitive fungi. Okay, so habitat occur in aquatic habitat and decaying wood in moist and damp places or as obligate parasites on plants. Okay, so they needs the water content. So high water content is very much required. ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಈಗ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಫಂಗಸ್ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದೆಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇವರ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನೋ ವಾಟರ್, ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಅನ್ಫೇವರಬಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಫಂಗಸ್. ದೇ ಗೋ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಡಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ and when there is a favorable stage comes, they will again bloom up. Okay, so that is how these primitive organism maintain and grow in the environment. Okay, so first, as I said, their occurrence, that is habitat in the aquatic. First, every time we have to think about it. Okay, then they where they find what they are parasites, they are saprophytes. Okay, then mycelium, their cellular structure is aseptate or cenocytic. Okay, so they don't have the cell wall, so it's just a tubular structure. So example is mucor, that is rhizopus. Usually bread mold, on the bread you see is a rhizopus, and albigo, that is parasitic fungi on mustard which causes the white rust. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So cellular structure is like that. There is no cell wall in between, it is the tubular structure. Okay, you can see this bluish color, they are sporangium. Okay, so mucor, so bread, when you can check in your home also, if you keep one bread for the long time, it will look like this. Okay, then phycomyces, next cellular structure we have seen. Now we have to see the sexual or asexual reproduction. So how the reproduction takes place? It takes place by motile zoospores or non-motile aplanospores. Okay, asexual reproduction okay, they are either by motile zoospores. That is, the spores will have the, okay, they will have the flagella and they move and fall on the ground and they loses the flagella and grow into the hyphae. Okay, this is how does. Okay, so you can see here, okay, even in the diagram, you can see they have the flagella, whiplash flagellum or tinsel flagellum. Either they might have a one flagella or they might have a two flagella. Okay, or non-motile aplanospores. Okay, they may not be motile. They require the water current or the air movement for the spread of the fungus. Okay, they are endogenously produced in sporangium. So last time you must have seen in that PPT, there is a diagram goes, okay, bulbous structure. So this is the sporangium. So inside this you find the spores. Okay, either it is a zoospores or the aplanospores. Okay. In contrast with the asexual reproduction, it is a sexual reproduction. Fusion of two gametes from zygospores. Gametes are isogamous or anisogamous or eugamous. Okay. So here what happens, again two hyphae come close together and they get fused. Okay. The haploid hyphae, maybe they are similar. Okay. Then it is known as isogamous. Okay. If they are, iso means similar, gamous is, okay, gametes. So isogamous, okay, they are similar in structure. Okay, so they come fuse and form the zygospores, or they might be anisogamous, the opposite of isogamous. They are dissimilar, or it is also known as oogamous. Usually this type of we see in the higher plants and the animals, where the two gametes are of different size, different structures. Okay, so usually you find in the plants it is a pollen grains and the egg. Okay, so they get fused together to form the seeds, and then seeds grow into a new plant. Okay, so they anisogamous and oogamous. Okay, so both will get, then the procedure is same. Plasmogamy takes place, then karyogamy takes place, then meiosis takes place, then the spores will be produced and the hyphae will ascomycetes. Okay. Okay. Ascomycetes, its name itself says it produces the ascospores. Okay. So example is unicellular yeast. Okay, yeast as well as, okay, multicellular penicillium, okay, aspergillus. There are many examples for this. Okay, which has a economical importance also. Okay, so yeast looks like this. Okay, so there are cellular structure. Okay, they are single cell. Okay, so they grow. They are mainly saprophytic, usually on the, like aspergillus or the penicillium you see on the oranges, you see on the, okay, all citrus plants usually they contain these kind of infections. Okay, and then you find in a aquatic, like in curd or other thing, you find the yeast. Okay, so yeast also will be there. So it is saprophytic, decomposer, parasitic. And one more terminology here you have to study is the coprophilous. Okay, okay, coprophilous. Okay, so here what you have to, they are growing on dung. Okay, so if you have seen that, you can understand. ದನ ಸಗಣಿ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪು ಕಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ಪೌಡ್ರಿ ಇದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನದ ನಂತರ. ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ saprophytic, decomposer, parasitic or coprophilous. Okay, so growing on dung. So you might get the questions, what is coprophilous? So you should know it is a fungus, ascomycetes, growing on dung. Okay. So, this is occurrence, this is a cellular structure. Then reproduction, next we have to go about the reproduction. It produces by conida, produced exogenously on the special mycelium called conidophores. Okay. When mycelium is growing, when they attain the reproduction stage, the conidophore starts growing. Okay. So, they go into branches like this, and on the tip of the branch, okay, you find these conidiospores exogenously. Okay. So, you have to visualize. Okay. It does not look like mani tara ondra mele ondu iralla. So, it is very microscopic in structure, dust tara kansta irutte adra mele. So, that is when you see under the microscope, that will look like this. Okay. So, in the PPT also you can see this. Okay. So, conidia. So, they are easy for the transmission or the spreading of this penicillium. Okay. So, these are the conidospores. So, conidia is exogenously produced on the mycelium. Okay. Then sexual reproduction, usually as I said, it occurs with the ascospores. Okay. Produced endogenously in sac like asci. Okay. Ascus is a singular, asci is a plural. Okay. So, it is a cup like structure again. So, you have to observe, okay, especially in this region, okay, when there is a lot of rain, still the rainy season has not completed, you can see something like this. Okay, close observe if you do, okay, nearby log in your field, in your garden, you can see that if anything dead and decaying or anything you can see, you have to closely observe. Okay. So, it is not that easy to observe. Ascospore produced endogenously in sac like asci, singular ascus. Okay. Asci are arranged to form a ascocarps. Okay. They fruiting body. So, usually they will have, this is the fruiting body. So, ascospores are produced. Okay. Then they will get released. Okay. Then procedure is same. Okay, gamete plasmogamy, then it is a karyogamy, then the meiosis takes place. Okay. So, ascomycetes, okay, usually known as a sac fungi also. So, Aspergillus, claviceps and neurospom. Okay. So, or neurospora is used in biochemical and genetic work. The neurospora speciality is it has the haploid hyphae. So, it is very easy to understand the genes. Okay. So, if you introduce the gene into the neurospora, only one set of genes will be there. Okay. If then it is expression becomes very easy. Okay. So, that is why they use the neurospora. Neurospora, just understand this, why they use in the genetical or biochemical work, because they are haploid hyphae. What is haploid? It has a single set of chromosome. Okay. So, morels and buffets are edible mushrooms. So, you also find there is a edible mushroom. You all know that alva, guddad mele iga beliyutte. So, bahala jana marlikku takondu bartare adanna. It will be very tasty. Okay. And it is high nutrition in value. So, usually these morels and buffets are treated as a delicacy. That means it is very costly to get. Usually the rich people will afford for this. So, it is known as a delicacy. So, morels and buffets are edible mushrooms. Okay. See, this is the Aspergillus, how it looks. Okay. So, it looks like the fruiting body. Okay. So, there is the exogenous spores are present here. Okay. Then it is in a high magnification they have seen. Okay. Claviceps, it looks like this. Neurospora, it looks like this, is usually used in the genetic work, and morels and the tuffles. It's a eating, like eating variety, but don't think that anything we can eat, okay, but many are actually poisonous. Mushrooms are also there, so we have to really know to understand what to eat and what not to eat. Please don't try any of your recipes, okay. Next is basidiomycetes. Okay. Basidiomycetes, so includes mainly mushroom, what you see, okay, bracket fungi or puff balls, okay. So these are little higher, the fungus is little higher evolutionary, it is well developed when compared to the phycomites, okay. They grow in soil, on logs and tree stumps and in living parts, okay. So they can see, okay. Idantu baala kanisate bracket fungi, you can see, okay. Puff balls, it looks like, why it's a puff ball? Sponge ball ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು top, it looks like a, you must have seen the sponge ball, this looks like that, okay. So that is, it's like that. And mushrooms, so these are like, usually they say that dark colored mushrooms are poisonous, okay. So this is how it looks. So the actually we eat the fruiting body, okay. Mycelium is branched and septate. Anyway, it's a higher level of fungus, so it must have the water for the germination, okay. Sex organs are absent, but plasmogamy occurs by fusion of two vegetative or somatic cells of different strains or genotype, okay. So usually the difference will be there, okay. So like even in the higher plants you find the male plant and the female plant, or the male flower or the female flower, like that they have, it's not exactly like a male and female, but there is some difference between the two hyphae, okay. So they come close together and then they fuse, that becomes the plasmogamy, okay. The different strains, there is a slight difference, okay, it's not remarkable difference, you cannot make out, but they have a small difference, so that is known as a strains, okay, variety. Usually after the species comes the variety or the strains, okay, that is genus, species, okay, strains, okay, variety, okay, ee tara barutte. So it like that, so it's a different strains and the or the genotype, so slightly difference will be there in the genotype or the morphology. The resultant structure is dikaryotic, it give rise to basidium, okay. The fused plasmogamy, it undergoes again the fusion of the nucleus, which is a dikaryotic, and it will produce the basidium, okay. So the structure of basidium, okay, so the brief introduction on that we'll see in the next class, easier, but as a examination point of view you don't have this structure, okay. So just you should understand that it goes the plasmogamy, the sexual reproduction occurs plasmogamy, then the karyogamy takes place, forms the dikaryotic cells, and then which give rise to the basidium, okay. Thank you, we'll see you in the next class.